welcome to Love Island The Morning After, the only official Love Island podcast. Waking up with you today, you have me, Amy Hart.
And me, Indiyah Polack, and we are back again doing throuple goals as you have the lovely Mason Blake with us.
Woo!
Good morning.
Second day, I'm loving it, mama.
He's back. And that's not all. We're also joined by our lovely dumped Islander Billykiss.
Good morning.
How does it feel to be home?
It feels kind of bittersweet. I feel like obviously it's a bit sad having to leave and not fully get to finish my journey. But at the same time, I'm happy to have experienced what I experienced. It was a really, really good experience. So I'm happy to be back home.
I feel like your experience was like short, but it was sweet. Like
Yeah.
you did your big one.
Like I describe it as like a wave. So sometimes it was high, sometimes it was low, but we're still rolling.
And I mean, if you think you came in with Ryan, bless him, who did one day. So, I mean, you had a lovely
So
run.
yeah,
You had
it
a
could be
brilliant
worse.
run.
It could be worse.
You were dumped by the top four Islanders, Tony, Yaz, Cash and Ty.
Yeah.
Was it hard to be dumped by them, bearing in mind that, you know, you like were friends with Yaz and Tony, and also then you were sort of exploring romantically with Cash, and then he was also exploring romantically with Tony. Did it feel a bit like, when it got to that, did you know straight away?
Do you know what is crazy? I had a dream the night before.
Ooh.
Not the dream.
Not the dream.
I had a dream. I was wearing black. And it was weird. It was under the hands of Cash that I was dumped. So literally, it was so weird. When Boris and Amor got dumped, he came to hug me and I was like, I had a dream.
It was a sign.
And I was like, I got dumped by you or something. He was like, don't say that, don't say that. And then obviously gather around the fire pit. And then as soon as they said me and Angel should stand up, I was like, it's me.
You know.
I was like, it's me. And Angel was like, don't say that. I was like, it's me. At that moment, I accepted it because I understood it made sense. So it was okay.
Now, like looking back on everything, obviously you were in there with Tony and everyone.
Yeah.
Would you say that Tony is better suited to Cash, or do you feel like you should have been given more of a chance?
For me, it would have been nice to just have a bit more time to like
Yeah.
fully be able to see where the connection could go. Because for me and Cash, we were really, really good friends. And I feel like sometimes that's like a really good foundation to start
It's a good way to
something
start it.
romantic.
It's a
Because
good base.
you're
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
comfortable around
Yeah.
each other. You can laugh and you can share like very deep
Yeah.
things. So I feel like that had like a good foundation. But obviously, it's just part of the process. So yeah.
Do you feel like if you stayed longer, do you feel like with the situation with Cash, he could have... Ooh, I see your face, honey. Give me the tea. Do you feel like he could have swayed more to you, or do you feel like it could have still been on a Tony situation?
I would say, obviously, at that point in time, I was getting the inkling that it could have
It could
swayed
have.
towards me. So I feel like definitely if I had more time, I do think something could have blossomed.
You originally chose to go on dates with Dejon and Conor.
Yeah.
What was it that attracted you to them?
Okay, with Conor, from what I could see, he seemed like he had a great personality. Very bubbly, chatty like myself, great banter. And he seemed like a very respectful guy, which I thought was attractive. With Dejon, I was like, do you know what? Yeah, based off my past experience, I'm attracted to him. Obviously, I learned my lesson real quick.
She said the plot thick and
And that date that the two of you went on,
Yeah.
we were like, oh my God.
It
wow.
was a
And
really good
everyone
date.
was
Do you think
watching.
so?
Yeah, and
it
even
was.
Conor was like watching from the table, like, I don't think I've got a chance.
Oh,
And then, like,
really?
he was like, you and Dejon, like, it was just like, pow, pow,
Like he was
pow,
making him
pow.
laugh.
Yeah,
Like
it
he
was
was like he
really,
was
It was
really,
a really good date.
you were like really into the conversation. Like he was. and
Oh,
he's-
wow.
And when you
Okay.
get back to the villa, he was like, we've had a nice date, but I had my Meg. It was just really, like the 180 was just really strange.
Do you know what is crazy? Obviously, I haven't watched any of the episodes back, but when we got back into the villa, obviously I pulled him for another chat, and he was even more flirty in that chat.
That's insane.
Compared to the date. So I'm like, what? Like, it's crazy because I feel like on the day he was a little bit reserved because obviously previous dates had been recorded and sent back to the villa. So he was obviously, you know, a bit more like, okay, I'm well trained now. Let me respect myself. So when we got back into the villa and I pulled him for a chat at the fire pit, he was mad flirty. He does that kind of bedroom eyes, flirtatious eyes, like I want to rip your clothes off.
Ooh.
No, it was the energy. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. But then obviously, because we all know Dejon, so I was like, let me be smart.
Do you feel like he was giving you one sort of energy and then towards everybody else he was completely different?
Yeah. And it was a thing where after we'd have a conversation, he wouldn't even like make any acknowledgement to my presence. Like it was weird. So that's when I was like, I think this guy is kind of acting a bit strange. Because it was like, we'd walk past each other in the kitchen or like, you know, walking past the bedroom, he'd just act like I don't exist.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was so strange.
How do you feel about the Dejon situation, especially like you guys had an argument during the challenge? Was that surprising to you considering like how good the date was? Or like you said, he kind of just did a 180 and act like you didn't exist really after.
For me, with the whole argument, I wasn't surprised that he had built that narrative because obviously I already knew how he maneuvers these situations. He downplays everything and he tells Meg one thing and then the other girl another. For me, it was just when he was making certain statements like, Billykiss, I told you I wasn't interested. Billykiss, I told you Meg is my priority. In front of everyone, I was like, you never said those words. I'm the one who did not pull you for another chat because I just felt like your energy was a bit, you know what I mean, wishy-washy. Neither of us, not me or him, communicated to say things aren't working out.
Yeah.
It was just for me, I just felt like something was a bit off, so I left him. So I was just like, you're not going to spin this and make me
Try and
look
make it
like,
it's you.
no.
Yeah.
Obviously, then Casa and Amor came and you coupled up with lovely Boris. Between Boris and Martin, you went with Boris.
Yeah.
That kiss with Martin.
Girl, you need to explain that.
Do you know what? Yeah, I refuse to watch any clips of that kiss, but it's my fault. Do you know what? Basically, the first night, Martin wanted to kiss me and I said no. And then the second day, I think I had a kiss with Boris and then Martin asked me again. I said, I don't have to, but I kind of have to.
You
so
said,
then,
come all this way.
yeah, I felt so bad. And then it's my fault. If you don't want to, just say no again.
Yeah.
Like my action said no, my energy was no.
I am a bit like that though. It's polite, isn't it? Like when you go on a date and stuff and you do have to kiss on the first date because it's polite.
You give them the one kiss and then suddenly they think that you're going to get more. And then it's
No,
like...
it's my fault though. Like, it's my fault. I'll take full accountability.
When did you decide that Boris wasn't for you?
With the bar situation, I feel like for me, it was a thing where once we all got back from Casa, his energy shifted, like completely switched. He would basically kind of say certain things in front of everyone, like, oh, Billykiss is my priority. Even in movie night, he was like, she's in good hands now. Like things that obviously would sound good, but then behind my back,
closed doors, it was...
he was winking at Emma, giving her a twirl, basically like doing a lot of things like I personally wouldn't have agreed with. I felt like even when we would have conversations, he wasn't really listening to me anymore. He wasn't actually trying to get to know me. And for me, it was one of those where I was like, you're telling me one thing, but you're doing another. What do I believe? And I did have several conversations where I would confront him and I was like, what's going on? And obviously within those conversations, he never just said what it was until I picked him again. And then he was like, actually, I don't think this is working. I was like, well,
Do you feel like he was literally just staying in the situation to kind of like coast it?
I don't know what he was doing, if I'm being honest. If you want her, go for her. But then why are you acting...
Why are you saying these things to you?
And it was so annoying because obviously I have conversations with various people and he would never pull Emma for a chat. She was always the one running to him. So it was like, what evidence do I have?
Yeah.
It was so frustrating.
Yeah.
The situation was so frustrating because it was a thing where obviously to everyone who'd be like, oh, I'm really enjoying getting to know Billykiss. She's my main priority, rest-a-te. And then every time I turned my back, Emma was running to him. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And no, it was crazy. I was like, girl, you're man-marking this guy. I told her at the end, you were doing too much. And I was like, he's not giving me any energy. You can have him. Like, so the situation was just so weird. But I do think for me, as the whole situation was just prolonging, slowly I was just like, you know what, I can't do this. But with that being said, because he still was saying I'm his priority, I was like, we'll see. Maybe if I communicate any better, will he see where I'm coming from and actually give this a proper shot? But it didn't really work out.
I was going to ask, like, if you came in at the beginning, out of all the boys there, who would have been like your top two that you would have picked if you had that choice to be like, this is who I want?
Okay,
who
so
would they be?
If none of them opened their mouth and I just seen their looks, it could have been Ben. It could have been Ben.
I think
it could have been.
I could imagine that.
And even it's so funny because the first day when I got in there and I had a conversation with him, I was like, oh, okay, Ben. It was a good conversation. So it could have been Ben if I didn't know his personality. Dejon as well.
Now, you gave a great point on After Sun about how you thought Harry and Shakira should win because to recouple in the last week is a massive gamble. Do you still stand by that after watching the last few episodes, or who would you love to win?
If I'm being honest, I actually don't really mind who wins. Like, I genuinely want everyone to win, you know, that statement. But I'm still rooting for Shakira and Harry. Like, genuinely speaking, I don't agree with how Harry has behaved throughout the whole villa experience and how he handled a lot of the situations. But with that still being said, from being in there, I can tell that both of them genuinely really likes each other and the connection between them is genuine. Like, it's not fake, it's not for a show. And even like for Shakira, she's a very prideful person, she's very strong-headed. For her to go back to that situation with Harry,
there must be something there.
Yeah. To be fair, like week 2, when Ben and Shakira coupled back up again, everyone was like, why is Ben with Shakira?
Yeah.
At the time, we were like, well, you know, if Shakira likes it, then, you know, she's got a really good head and shoulders. Maybe there is something. And we were proved right when we met him. So, you know.
She seems to have a good judge of character.
No, she does. She does.
Yeah.
Well, Billykiss, thank you so much for joining us today. Will you stay to talk about the rest of the episode?
Of course.
The summer of love is nearing its end, but there's plenty more pre-loved in our islanders still. So let's unpack our fashion faves of the week with eBay. Twists, turns and serious serves is what Love Island is all about. And with the LI Fest, our islanders were busting out shapes and slay silhouettes in pre-loved. Connor came in hot, taking inspo from eBay's Western night with a cowboy-style waistcoat, also previously worn by Cash. Clearly a piece you can party in day or night. But not to be outdone, the girls brought their A-game this week, with Tony sporting a gorgeous Roberto Cavalli blue dress, winning the hearts of not only the public, but also Cash. Shakira also got Harry and us all at home turning heads in an amazing Mugler number. Another win for pre-loved in the villa. Ready to turn your summer pre-loved? Shop eBay, sponsors of Love Island. We had some more friends and family visit the villa last night. We had Ty and Angel's friends and family. We had Connor and Megan's, and also Helena and Blue. Helena really broke down when she saw her mum and dad. I thought
that was cute. I was like, I feel like I saw a different side to Helena. I feel like when her parents came in, we actually saw that vulnerability in her.
Yeah.
I think for this whole season, like, she's just always like laughed everything off. But I feel like that's her coping mechanism.
Yeah.
And I feel like when her parents came in, like, we saw her like break down.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I was like, oh, I think I kind of care for you.
Yeah, we've never seen like Helena cry so much.
No.
Also, she does get her liveliness from her parents. But yeah, I think people do underestimate like what it's like to be in the villa.
Yeah.
Like it is a pressure cooker. You're under a lot of pressure, and you can imagine being in there for nearly 7 weeks to now sort of end a situationship, and you're by yourself.
I think as well,
So-
going through that heartbreak, the haters will say it's only been 7 weeks.
No.
But that's a long time when you're with
Um,
somebody every day.
And when you've been through like such a heartbreak, when you see your parents, it is that pain cry, isn't
Yeah,
it? It's
it
not
is.
like a sort of sentimental, it's like,
It's that initial, like-
it's like you've bottled it all up.
Yeah.
And it just all comes out.
One of my customers said to me, that Harry, he wears his dick on his sleeve.
I thought her dad was really funny when he said about dick on his sleeve. And I thought it was nice how, you know, they did accept Harry's apology.
I just wanted to come and say to you both in person, like, I apologise for a lot of my behaviour towards your daughter. I know there's been moments for both of us.
It is what it is, mate. It is what
Yeah,
it is, isn't it?
no, I know.
Helena's a strong one.
That sort of then bridges the gap for Helena and Harry to become friends, hopefully.
What do we actually think about that? So Helena obviously came to the decision that she's okay with her and Harry being friends. Do we think that was a smart or safe idea for Helena?
No.
What do you think?
I think she shouldn't really be friends with him. I think he's that kind of person that, as a friend, he's so flirtatious. Like, Harry's personality is flirty banter, and she still has feelings for him. I feel like to protect herself, to be able to move on, she needs to just detach herself and distance herself from him. Friendship is not necessary.
I agree.
Because in the real world, like, if this was this situation, you're just going to block and you're just going to keep it stepping. But I feel like in this house, like,
Yeah.
you're with each other all the time. And I feel like in the real world, you wouldn't actually have them around.
No.
Like, do you know what I mean? I don't think you would really...
You're not really going to be linking
You're not
up with
gonna
your
be-
ex.
yeah,
to be
no.
like, yeah. And also, is he forgetting he's with Shakira? You
This
think
is what
Shakira's
I'm-
going to accept that? He's going to be like, I'm going to link up with Helena. Shakira's going to be like,
no.
I don't think so, babe.
I think as well, like when you go through a breakup in the villa, it's a process and it's been a couple of days. And I
Yeah.
think you do have those moments where you wake up in the morning and you're like, right, I'm ready to meet someone new. I'm ready to move on with this. But then you might wake up the next day and be really sad again. And I do think if she's still got feelings for Harry, which she said she has, when he's like joking around being flirty, she's going to be like, oh, is it for anything?
Yeah.
Does he want me back?
It's going to
Gonna
play
let
with her
it
head.
go.
It's going to play with her head.
But they've only got a few more days. So I think actually for those last couple of days, you don't want the animosity. So I think
Yeah, no.
for everyone involved, it probably is
Just
the
to keep
better
the peace.
option
Yeah,
just to become
definitely.
friends. But we'll see.
I think it also is hard to like have big grudges in the villa, especially like what you said, you're all living together, you're all eating dinner together,
24
you're
hours of
waking
the
up.
day,
Like
yeah.
to hold that grudge in, it's kind of long. You just want to be cool for the
It
week.
takes a lot of energy.
No, it's
to
a lot
have
of
a grudge.
cortisol, you know, it's not good.
Yeah. Tony obviously was really upset about Cash's siblings not liking her. She actually cried. Do we think that he reassured her well about the situation?
I think he handled the situation very well. Obviously, I think reassuring her, she was in the wrong. And I think it's nice that she showed that because I feel like it shows that she cares. But he just handled it well, you know, still kept it respectful to his family too. And I feel like that was cute. I feel
Yeah.
like they will also watch that as well. And when she comes out, she will have that time to rebuild that with them.
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
And I think we can all agree, like, I don't know, how do you guys all feel about, you know, your significant other's family being fond of you? Like, I think Tony had a right to be a bit upset because it is an important thing.
You want that though, you want that.
I mean, I understand they're protecting their brother, but I do think they went in a little bit hard.
A little bit, I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, do you think so?
Yeah,
I
just
don't know.
like the fact that she like cried about it.
I mean, she was always going to
I
cry.
think she was going to cry because she cares about
Yeah.
him
Yeah.
and she wants them to obviously like her. But I think they were just being supportive family.
Yeah,
but I
100%.
think they could have like been like that at the start and then just dropped it. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Okay, not the whole way,
Not the
but
whole
I
thing.
think it was a really tough situation for Cash. And you know what? They'll go out, they'll have dinner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And after seeing Tony cry last night as well, I think they'll be like, okay, look, when she comes out, she's now re-invited to the barbecue.
Yes.
She can
And
now
once
come
she starts
to the
getting
cookout.
them like VIP in Vegas and stuff, they were well happy. They were
definitely
happy.
be
Dejon dropped the L-bomb.
Honestly, like, I do love you.
I love you too.
Do we think he was being genuine?
I think it is possible to fall in love with the villa. I do
It
think
is 100% possible to fall in love in the villa. My only concern was, is it necessary to sort of like walk Meg up to the terrace and then be like, I love you? And mind you, they're already boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe he did want the whole sentimental side because he did say, look, this is where we had our first kiss. So maybe he just wanted to make it a special moment.
I just wasn't buying it. I was just like, obviously, because they're in a relationship, do you know what I mean? So I thought that bit, maybe, but I think then to come downstairs and broadcast to the whole house that you've told your girlfriend that you love her, I was like, was this genuine or was this, I've got a few days left?
What do you think?
No, I agree with Indiyah. I feel like, was it really necessary to
Exactly.
think, you know what, let's go to the terrace. I have something that I've been thinking about for days. Like, you could have literally said at any point in any conversation when it feels very natural.
I have a question because loads of people always say this. Do you think that I love you should come first, or should it be, do you want to be my girlfriend / boyfriend?
What do you think?
Like, do you fall in love first and then ask someone out, or do you ask them out and then fall in love?
I think you have to be heading that way.
Yeah.
But I think this whole like asking to be boyfriend and girlfriend thing, it's a love island thing, isn't it? Like we said before, if you're with someone, you're with someone.
Yeah.
And it is that awkward point of like, when do we become boyfriend and girlfriend? If you've been dating someone exclusively for a couple of weeks, then technically you are
kind of
boyfriend
are.
and girlfriend.
Yeah.
So then love might come later.
I feel like it can be both.
I
both
don't
sides.
feel like it's first. I
Yeah.
feel like I wouldn't accept being like your boyfriend
Until it got to
or
the
your
love
girlfriend
stage.
unless I loved you.
No, same.
Because if I don't love you, then no, you can't be my
'Cause you can be
boyfriend.
exclusive with
I
somebody.
knew that I loved Sam like really early on.
Yeah.
And it took him a little bit longer, but he said that he said that it was because he knew that this was like gonna be like a full-on thing.
Yeah.
And he took me out for dinner to tell me he loved me, much like Dejon, on a higher level. I had had a few wines and he was like gearing up to say it, and before he said it, I went, I love you too. So I ruined it. Boots is back as the official beauty partner of Love Island, and we couldn't be more excited. Once again, the Boots beauty crew headed to the villa to get the girls at Grafties ready, bringing expert beauty straight to your favourite islanders. They're serving up serious glam with the hottest trending beauty brands, from Huda Beauty and Morphe to Benefit and Made by Mitchell. The girls are glowing with the very best in beauty. From skincare must-haves to makeup essentials, Boots is your ultimate go-to for everything beauty on and off the island. So keep your eyes peeled, get inspired, and remember, Boots is your beauty destination straight from the villa to your makeup bag.
Last night, we did see the game of Couple Girls that was also hosted by Meg and Dejon. There was a few opinions that I feel like might cause a bit of friction in tonight's episode. First up, one of the questions was, who is most likely to last outside of the villa? Shakira and Harry voted for Conor and Meghan, and they didn't vote for Meg and Dejon, which was a bit surprising because Harry and Dejon have been best friends. What do we all think about this?
I mean, I thought in that game, it was quite obvious that in each pair, there was one person that was answering the question.
leading.
Like in any decision you make as a couple in life, one person makes a decision and the other one goes, if you're happy, I'm happy. And I feel like...
Especially like Tony and Cash.
yeah.
Like, oh yeah, you do it, babe.
And like Helena and Blue. Blue had the thing. He was
He
saying
was
everything.
literally-
Helena was like, yeah, cool, yeah. Like, he was making the decisions that one. I think Shakira was probably making the decisions between her and Harry.
Yeah. Although I do think Harry is now starting to rethink
Yeah.
the sincerity between like him and Dejon's friendship. Obviously what his family and friends came in and said, but I think he's now taken a step back, especially that he is with Shakira, to think, wait,
And he had
is
that
he my best
conversation with her,
friend?
didn't he?
Yeah, so even though Shakira was making a lot of decisions, I do think Harry is now starting to double guess their friendship maybe.
Meghan and Conor got another vote from Yaz and Jamie, and they said, like, we could see that your heart was always with Meghan. Shakira sat there like, One of the questions was, which couple do you trust the most? And again, Harry voted for Tony and Cash, not Meg and Dejon. But again, I think it was like, I really wanted him to mention about when Tony was the only person that said to him, like, you know, I don't hate you, when he was really upset. Could this spell the end of Harry and Dejon's friendship?
I feel like that game showed a lot of kind of true colours. I think with the situations of Harry and Shakira's kind of choices, I think Dejon was looking at Harry crazy, but also Harry was the same. But I also feel like Harry wanted to say more, but he kept it very...
I mean, to be honest, Meg and Dejon also didn't pick Harry and Shakira in terms of who they trust most.
Well, they picked Helena and Blue, and it's sort of like they got custody of Helena in the divorce.
And I also think that Dejon and Helena, they do seem to be really close. Like, they seem to be at a point closer than Harry and Dejon. So maybe, again, it's like Dejon looking at his closer friends.
Fakest couple, a bold statement. Now, a lot of people picked Blue and Helena, which I think is a bit of a cop-out. They're not a couple. They happen to be coupled up, but they're not a couple.
Yeah.
And lots of people saying Blue because you had no interest in Helena, and suddenly, when you had nobody else, you went for her.
I kind of see that.
Yeah.
Because, like, Blue literally has never said Helena's name.
What do you think, Billykiss?
I think the way Blue approached the situation was a bit too much, too soon. That's the problem. Like, you could be like, you know what, Helena, actually, I've never thought of you in that way, but maybe this could work. But it's the way he literally just like pounded on her. He was like, oh, another single girl, let's go. So I think that doesn't come across as genuine at all.
Yeah.
It's given, I only have a week left, let's do what I can
another
do.
one, thank you.
I think as well, I think Blue probably has a different outlook on his villa experience than everyone else, because he was sort of just like playing it cool, trying to like meet people the first week, and then got dumped like in a shock dumping. So he realises that every day you have in there is really important. He's just trying to make an impact.
He's really doing that.
He even picked up his little spat with Tony again.
Don't make faces at me.
He's keeping it going. He's keeping it going.
But the biggest shock was Meg and Dejon voted Shakira and Harry as the fakest couple.
Yes.
And basically pinned it all on Shakira and said that Shakira had said that Dejon didn't want Harry to be with Shakira, and that was all a lie. I've never said that, But that is very like exact words. I never said I don't want you to be with Shakira. No, what you said was, you know, you're so much more fun when you're with Helena. You're better suited to Helena because he wants his friends to go out with Meg's friends.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He wants a little
He wanted
fantastic
the group.
four. I mean, Billykiss, you were in there as well.
Yeah.
By obviously just looking at it, would you say that Harry is more suited to Shakira, or do you see the spark more with Helena?
I think from the beginning, like he said it with his own two mouth, like he doesn't really see Helena in that way.
Yeah.
So you have to take it for what he said. Like
Yeah.
he's literally said those words himself.
Yeah. He has said, look, there has been times where I felt pressured to be with Helena because of the outside noise and people saying that, oh, we're better suited and stuff like that. But he did take responsibility and was like, look, I'm an adult. I make my own decisions. I'm a man. But yeah, I think this is, I know there's only a week left. Pretty shame it didn't happen 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But I think he is now starting to sort of like take charge for what like he wants and who he wants to be with rather than outside noise.
Yes. Meg said she considered Shakira a friend.
I don't understand
You've
that.
been in there.
Yeah.
Is that right? Would you say they were friends?
I feel like some people use the word friends too loosely. I feel like they're a villa family. Acquaintances, but friend is a bit too deep. Like they don't talk to each other about really deep situations. That's a friend. Like at the end of the day, when Meg has a problem, she doesn't talk to Shakira. When Shakira has a problem, she doesn't talk to Meg. So I don't understand what she meant by that.
Well, that is all we have time for today. Mason, thank you so much for joining us again this morning. Billykiss, it's been absolutely fantastic having you on the pod. Have you had a good time?
Yeah, this is good.
Yay.
It's fun.
We'll be back with you guys tomorrow morning.
But don't forget to look out for First Look this afternoon. It'll be on all the Love Island socials and YouTube, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.